Hello, dear colleagues. I want to analyze two copper porphyry deposits on the basis of initial data and make my conclusions regarding the search for such deposits in central Kazakhstan. I think many people know the criteria for searching copper porphyry deposits. I want to apply only the main ones that are available to me sitting at home at the computer. The first thing I would like to note is that Boshakol and Nurkazgan are in different subduction zones. I will not talk about their age. But judging by the magnetic survey map and other indirect signs, their formation is caused by different geological periods. But in our case, age is not the main thing. It is accepted to believe that the basis of all deposits in the zone of Devonian magmatism and accordingly the zone of Devonian subduction is the Devonian period. But we want to refute these conclusions. We believe that many deposits are formed by two-stage subduction activation, which occurred more than once, and each imposed its own mineralization. We believe that the first activation occurred in the Ordovician period from northeast to southwest and formed long collisional structures. The second activation occurred in the Devonian and disguised all deposits under the Devonian period, mainly giving its direction from southeast to northwest. The second at both deposits ore comes to the surface. They are labeled by geochemical anomaly and negative and positive magnetic survey. We made a spectral map of the Earth's surface of central Kazakhstan for mineral composition. And then we classified these minerals by thermal characteristics, resulting in a map with different thermal conditions of their formation. We noticed a very important pattern that is of particular importance for the search of copper porphyry and hydrothermal deposits on our spectral map and geochemical maps. And I want to tell you that these deposits are exactly on the boundary, which is colored blue on the map. This is the transition from minerals formed at maximum temperatures and low-temperature minerals. Carrying out analogy with magnetic survey, we have marked it for ourselves as border of subduction structure. Taking into account the fact that the Kazakh shallow basin is not a classical continental margin, but basaltoid magmatism of the upper layer of the Earth's crust. We want to pay attention to the fact that the source of hydrothermal process are exactly stress zones. There is no doubt that if we explore this boundary in search of hydrothermal and copper porphyry deposits, we will find many new deposits. We have developed a very simple method of finding ore zones and mineralized stockworks. This method deserves special attention of all geologists. But I will tell you about it later. We consider the presence of geochemical boron halos on the surface of these two deposits marked in yellow color as an important search sign. By the way, on our maps there are areas where the boundary of the subduction zone and geochemical anomalies of boron repeat each other. They are very promising in our opinion for the search of copper porphyry deposits. And today these areas are free and do not really attract any attention of large companies, as ore in such areas cannot be seen from the surface. We consider their hydrothermal source to be a significant factor of such deposits, and we pay special attention to it when we select them by atmogeochemical survey. Our task is to get the exact area where the real object is located, not its demolished geochemical halos, so sometimes we ignore surface features. I will try not to show you how it can be seen as after that it will be clear. to everyone where to look for the main hydrothermal and copper porphyry deposits. Frankly speaking, many subsoil users do not see ore zones near their deposits because there is no ore output from the surface that can replenish their reserves. Here is an example of real objects explored by atmogeochemical method. Please note that all ore objects are not on the surface of the Earth and were discovered by this method. Suppose an ore body has a sloping bedding. The diagram clearly shows the dependence of geochemical concentration over the outcrop of the ore body. Please consider different types of diagrams and deposits explored by the current method. These are 4 photos of real objects explored by the atmochemical method. In this way, undeveloped ore areas are culled. When analyzing an active deposit and for searching for additional ore bodies, there is its own method of culling. We understand the difficulties of searching for hydrothermal and copper, porphyry deposits when they are overlapped and do not reach the Earth's surface. And we know how to cull such areas with minimal costs. We are ready to help in searching both large, complex objects and small gold ore objects. For existing gold objects, we will consider the possibility of searching for hidden ore bodies to expand the resource base. Here is another example to prove our methodology of searching for deposits at the boundaries of subduction structures using our spectral map. These 2 deposits, altinamas, are located in the zone marked in blue color. Pechenoi and dolomite deposits are both in the blue zone, and according to our conclusions, the search for additional ore bodies on the territory adjacent to these objects would give a positive result. Which, by the way, our company will do in the next 3 years. The Sayak deposit is also located in such a zone. We use these geochemical maps of the USSR, as they are the original source, independent data. They have not been distorted by anyone. There are many maps built on the data of these maps, and therefore we do not use them, as the conclusions of these geologists can be misleading. Taking into account that our interpretation today is as accurate as possible in GIS programs, we output the coordinates of prospective areas as accurately as possible. The next video will be about promising areas that we have selected for testing and culling. In our opinion, the prospectivity of the subduction zone of central Kazakhstan is not disclosed even 10%. I will also tell you about our exploration methodology, which allows us to identify ore areas of hydrothermal deposits from the surface as accurately as possible. I want to show on the example of several sites our vision on the location of ore bodies and the prospects for further study of these sites. It will be closer to the east of Kazakhstan. I will show how the Semipalatinsk test site looks like on our spectral map to date. You will see the difference as underground explosions have affected the entire tectonics of the site. For today, I will finish my video and wish everyone prosperity and success. My phone number for messages is 870138571212.